Hey everybody, it's me, Super Paul Games. Welcome back to Our Personal Space. Fardarella's about to serve on a jury for manslaughter. I hope the mayor got killed. I hate that guy. We hadn't had any crime our whole first year, though we certainly had our share of arguments, accidents, and disagreements. After all, who would hurt anyone else in our colony? We needed each other too much. But that peace couldn't last forever. One evening, the Perron's 40-year-old girl, Josephine, didn't come home for dinner. Mrs. Perron was alternately furious with herself and those around her. Someone should have been watching her more closely. I should have been watching her more closely. Everyone searched together all day, and we finally found her body washed up downstream of the Perron's farm. We didn't have a coroner or anything, but the doctor took a look at the body. Josephine's body had several broken bones and a big gash on her head that didn't seem like they came from falling in the river. This is so sad. In addition, up until now, everything's been pretty mild, and everything took a hard left turn right here. In addition, Mr. Perron found some blood on the road next to his farm that led to the river. Exactly how she died was the mystery, but the Perrons didn't wait for it to be solved before holding a funeral. I still didn't hit the wrong button. Since the body was so bloated and could not be displayed, Sister Naomi asked me to put together a display of photos of Josephina on a computer tablet. The Perrons sent me the pictures they had of her. I could see why Sister Naomi asked me to do it instead of Josephina's parents. Going through the photos was like being haunted, with her impish young face eerily grinning at me from the past. Only weeks ago she had had her first day of school, she had played in the mud with her siblings and friends, she had harvested vegetables from the family garden. I chose the ones that showed her personality best and set them to display on my computer pad for the funeral. At the funeral, Sister Naomi explained how her family believed they would live again and be together after this life. And how blessed we were to have known such a joyous spirit. We sang a hymn, and then we all trudged out behind the chapel to the graveyard. I hadn't even noticed we had a graveyard, but Josephina's was the second grave here. Her family took turns throwing in flowers, and then Sister Naomi said a prayer, and anyone who wanted to could shovel some dirt onto the coffin. Well, this kid looks stirpy. Natalie was crying quietly, and Martin had his arm around her somberly. His other arm was wrapped around one of his sons. As I threw a shovel full of dirt on the coffin, my thoughts were not so much about Josephina, but about myself. Would I end up here someday? Would Jack off? Would our kids? Would we be together somehow after we died? I had never thought about that, or that far into the future, in fact. After the graveside service, we all headed over to the community center, where Julia and some other colonists had prepared lunch for everyone. As we ate, the silence slowly lifted, the mood lightened, and we could talk again. They showed some home videos of her, giggling as an infant, trying to keep up with her older brothers and sisters, working in the garden with her mom and dad. Almost all of us could remember something funny Josephine had said. Like the time she said Jack off smells like horse poop. And remembering them all, they helped us a little bit, and we laughed, and we felt a bit better. It was like Jack off punched her butt there and pushed her forward. I approached Natalia. It would help if I had actually read it right the whole time. Natalia, suddenly nervous. I feel so stupid. How many episodes did I read that wrong? I hadn't been to many funerals. What should I say to a friend who has lost her daughter? We're going to just give her a hug. Because I'm sorry for your loss never truly conveys it. We could say something nice about Josephina. We're just going to give her a hug and be supportive. I didn't know what to say, so I just gave her a hug. I tried to communicate to her all that I felt. How I felt sad for her and missed Josephina and wanted her to feel better and would always remember her daughter. She smiled at me in thanks, but I could see how much she was hurting inside. There wasn't much more I could do. There isn't. The wake would continue on for several hours, but Jackoff and I decided to go home. The feeling of unity we felt at the funeral didn't last long, however. We still didn't know how Josephina had died, only that it wasn't as simple as just falling into the river. Whatever, whoever had killed her, was still out there. Jackoff started barring our door at night. The mayor brought it up at our next community meeting. I know everybody's worried and scared of stuff, but this fear is tearing our community apart. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Who knows who'll be next? It clearly wasn't an accident. Several people murmured in agreement. The mayor looked ready to say something further. But then Pete stepped forward. I like how his is a belt buckle and everyone else is on their shirt. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Sorry for what? I'm the one that killed Josephine. Pete? You're the one who wanted help. Nobody said a word. He worked his way up to the front of the room. He brushed his hand in front of his eyes. Was he crying? It was late, and I was looking for one of the cows, and they didn't get out. It got out. I didn't even see her until she was right in front of me. I was driving my tractor maybe a little fast. She jumped out in front of it. I was going too fast. I didn't mean to run anyone over. But how did her body end up in the river? It was clear she was dead. There was so much blood. I was horrified. I don't know why I did that. Didn't want anyone to know it was me, so I dropped her body in the river. Nobody knew what to say. He was really crying now, heaving deep sobs that seemed so alien to his usual bravado. I looked over at his wife Helen, who looked like she was in shock. Pete, I can tell that you're sorry about this. I'm glad you came forward. We will still need to have a trial, though, and decide what to do about this. What do you need a trial for? He just admitted he killed Josephine. The laws of our community, which you all signed, state that any accused shall receive a trial administered by myself and with a jury randomly selected from the adults of the colony. That we're not involved in the crime. Really, the mayor's on any jury? What's his punishment going to be? You don't get any Oreos this week. Sorry, you murdered a child. Fucking idiot mayor. He's not tough on anything. The mayor took Pete to stay in his house until the next day when the trial started. Fardarella, you've been randomly selected to be on the jury. Is there any reason you should not do this? Any conflict of interest with either side? I'm friends with Helen, but I guess everyone knows each other here. That's fine, whatever, man. We'll proceed with the trial at 2 o'clock. What time is it? It's fuck o'clock. Everyone in town, if you haven't seen the fuck o'clock video, you should look it up by Picnic Face. Everyone in the town turned out to see the trial. Pete repeated what had happened, and Mrs. Perrone repeated what she had found. It sounded like a fairly simple case of involuntary manslaughter. We mainly needed to decide upon a sentence. There is no mandatory sentencing laws in our colony yet. I'm sure you will find a solution that is fair to all parties involved. He left us jury members to deliberate in private. In my private? Oh. Alright, Dr. Lily, you're one of the people who has the voice that I keep changing. He shows great remorse. I doubt he'll be so careless as to repeat his mistakes. He could have been any one of us! But, would one of us have dumped her body in the river and covered it up? He says it was an accident, but who can tell for certain? But why would anyone just kill Josephina? And why would they admit to it? Maybe he was trying to cover up something else he did to her. Oh, man. I hope not. That's pure speculation. Peter's not shown any other behavior that would cause for concern. Except for being like a jackass. That doesn't mean he attacked her. But it's possible it was not. It was an accident. We cannot show too much mercy, or people will think they can get away with anything. Right. Right, because each of us are dying to run people over. The only thing stopping us is that knowledge that we might get punished. Of course not. I propose temporary banishment. He'd have to live on his own off the land for a year. That will show how important our community is, both to him and any would-be criminals. There are no would-be criminals here, Thuck. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Thuck the mad motherfucker. What you're proposing is a death sentence. I think he should simply provide a certain amount of free labor to the Brown family every week. Perhaps that way they can eventually forgive him. That's actually not a bad idea from Dr. Lily. I don't like either of those, but I can't think of anything better. We could cut his nuts off and make him eat it. God. I kind of... What he did was pretty fucking serious. I think we'll have to go with work for the Perrones, though. I agree with Lily. He should have to work for the Perrones. It can't make up for the loss of a child, but it will require some sacrifice and will help him show his remorse. Yeah, he should be their slave for a year. Slave? Dude, okay, I agree that making him work for them isn't a suitable punishment, but the word slave, do we really need to be like, we've been here for a year and we've already brought the institution of slavery? We don't want his work on his own farm to suffer. Well, it's okay if his work on his own farm suffers. Well, maybe spread it out. How about 8 hours a week for a year? Yeah, maybe that would work. And now we know what the price of a 4-year-old girl is. 400 like work hours. Sounds so very dark, Ilian. It's not like that. Of course there's no way to bring her back or make it up to them, but he needs to do something for reparations. The jury decided that that was fair, and the mayor, Pete, and the Perones all accepted her proposal. Helen didn't seem all too happy about it, though. She'd probably have to do extra work on her farm to make up for his absence. Well, you know, there needs to be a punishment. I get the fact, okay, he hits the girl, that's an accident, that's sad, but dumping the body, you certainly need to be punished for that. And I was just glad it was over. Being on a jury was so stressful. I hope I never have to do that again. We made it through another month on Talaam. Man, things got serious. That was a pretty rough month, all in all. Alright, so let's see what the new colony messages are. Oh, look at that, though. Before we do, look how happy Jackoff is. And look how, relaxed Fardarella is. Her temperature is high, though. Is that because... her blood pressure is good and her pulse rate is good. I don't know if we're going to have to take it easy at work. Sure has been quiet around here lately. Don't talk on here, murderer. It's even quieter over here without Josephina. Oh, damn! Snap, Pete! Snap! Martin just, Sorry, Martin. How's Natalia holding up? I'm fine. Would you mind if I step by later today? Maybe tomorrow. Today would be fine. Come on over, Sister Naomi. Wow, man. Whoa. Damn, Pete! We'll spend more free time with Jackoff here. Let's spend some more time on the physical stuff. We're going to take it easy at work. I want to make her work hard, but that temperature high, I don't know if that needs to rest a little more or not. And I certainly don't want to get her ill. It's not worth getting her ill and have her missing tons of work time. I took a little time off of work and didn't push myself this month. That must be nice. Month 14 of 25. Hopefully this month is a lot less depressing. We needed firewood to burn for cooking and heating. I got some Axe body spray and the women were all over me, but they were skanky whores. I mean, an axe to split logs. An axe to split whores. What? Logs to build up a huge supply for later, so you could burn the whores in the horn fire. Wow, I didn't know I married a lumberjack. You're a lumberjack and you don't care. I don't know that reference. Oh. We're gonna be bitchy. Well, somebody had to chop wood for the stove, or we'll be having cold dinner tonight. So sorry, I've been working in the fields all day. Firewood's important too. Not as important as not starving. Yeah, I think we'll both starve if we have to eat everything raw. Anyway, I'm almost done. Speaking of not starving, what's for dinner, chicken dinner? Why don't you tell me what's for dinner? Huh? Well, I picked some chard, and I sharded in my pants. Ha! This is not the time. Oh, never's the time, I guess. And thought maybe we could add a little bit of salt pork and some vinegar. Oh, Jackoff, that sounds great, actually. Thank you. Oh, I accidentally did things good. Sometimes being a bitch pays off. Put on your fancy clothes, Blackberry, because we're going out tonight. Where we're going to go out, visit the horse in the stable. Out where? I don't have any fancy clothes. Any clothes look fancy on you, butter cheeks, but I can't tell you where we're going. It's a surprise. Went to the library? Okay, let me get ready then. I can at least brush my hair. Your pubes are that long? Where can we be going? That's your nightgown. Now, put on this blindfold. I hope he doesn't take her anywhere. He's just jerking her chain. You're not serious, are you? Oh, and hopefully it's not leech spawn.
I'm totally serious.
I let him blindfold me and we left the house. He spun me around so I couldn't tell which direction we were going, and we hiked for about 20 minutes or so holding hands. With the blindfold on, the sounds of Talaam's strange night critters sound even louder and stranger. That was their sound. He guided me up and over some large rocks, and we climbed and climbed.
We're almost there.
Wouldn't it be bitterly sad if he climbed her up to the top of a mountain, stood her on the edge, and then pushed her off? Well, blindfolded. Oh, what was that noise? I heard something. Finally, he took off the blindfold. He had set up a small table and 2 chairs with dishes and utensils. I sat down at the table and he lit the candles. Then he got some food out of his backpack. Aww. No, we could be a bitch, but the fact that he made a romantic picnic for us and she's always like, I want some lovin'. We're gonna reward him with blowjobs.
It's so romantic. I'll blow you for days. Wow, I didn't know you were planning this. Well, you know, I'm glad you like it. I just really miss taking you out to eat even. So I thought this would be as close as we could get. I'm gonna have to be your maitre d', though. You want some of the D?
We ate our candlelight dinner, better than eating the candles, and watched the sun setting over the hills. I couldn't even see our house or the town or anything.
It's like we're the only 2 people in the whole universe. Then we have quite a job ahead of us, don't we? I must plow your lady fields. We must make a race of super jack-off men and children and babies, and keep the race alive, and there'll be some inbreeding at some point, but let us not worry about that now.
What? A job?
Yeah, repopulating the entire universe! I will shoot many seeds out of my seed hole. We better get started now, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. Is everything about sex to you? No, she's wanted sex. We gotta get her the sex. Should we get started like this? No. You always... you always make me laugh.
I like it when you laugh. Now leave that laughing mouth hole open so I can enter it.
The food wasn't anything special, but somehow it tasted better combined with a beautiful sunset. Afterwards, he gathered up the dishes and walked a little ways.
Come sit down with me over here on my dick. It's softer. Haha, you said your dick's softer. I'm at the ground softer. You said you have a soft dick.
Wait, are these our blankets? Are we spending the night out here?
If you want to. I thought it would be fun.
Oh god, hopefully there aren't some sort of brain worms that are gonna crawl in and eat your brain. We're not gonna say that's presumptuous. Because you're fucking married! Sorry. We can say great idea or the romantic. It's kind of romantic. I'm not sure it's a great idea, so...
You're so romantic. You thought of everything.
He's gonna get some. Jackoff's gonna get laid.
I love you, Fardarella.
We lay there for a long time.
Making babies on a foreign world. Putting babies in your baby hole. Babies, boys and girls.
In the morning, it felt so good to wake up next to him, watching the skylight, and with one final kiss, we got up and carried everything back to the house together. Month 14 of 25. Magic. An event. I think there was an event in her vagina last night. Know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, high five. I wonder if I'm getting sick. I felt so tired lately. Oh, he did! He did! He put a bun in that motherfucking oven. You the man, jack off. You the man. You don't gotta jack off because you made a baby.
Yeah, I haven't heard of anything going around. That's one of the good things about being so far from Earth. We don't get their germs.
Hopefully they don't bring them to you and destroy your whole population.
Well, I've got something. It's not like I'd make it up.
Yeah, you got bitchitis.
What? No. Of course not. Of course you wouldn't make anything up. I'm sorry, Your Highness. Do you think I'd make that kind of thing up? Do you think I would? Who you think I am? No. I didn't think you'd make it up at all.
I felt like crying. One part of my brain knew it was not a big deal, but the other part just felt so lonely and afraid all of a sudden. He came over and wrapped his arms around me in a hug.
It'll be okay, Blackberry. Why don't you get some rest?
Maybe I will. I fell asleep immediately. The next morning, I felt less tired, but still a little off. I went to work anyway. Hey, what's up now, Brennan, at work? What's up now, Brennan? And, I went to work and had been standing up all day when I started to feel dizzy and sick to my stomach. Puke on Brennan. Puke on Brennan. Excuse me, please.
Oh, are you all right? You look a little pale. I just need a rest for a bit.
I sat down and put my head on the desk. Slowly the dizziness subsided, but I didn't feel like eating. No, you're gonna go home. Honey, you are going home. You're not gonna try and get some work done.
Brennan, I'm feeling sick. Can you take care of things here for a bit? I'm gonna go home. Oh, you lazy ass! You sure you're up to walking? I could carry you, you know?
You're gonna carry her all the way fucking home? Do you know how far out she lives? She lives in the fucking boondocks, you idiot!
I'll be fine, thanks.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have had her walk home. The fresh air and walking seemed to help some, but I was still glad to finally get home. That's right, Brandon, how you like that? You got rejected, bitch! You got rejected! You can't see me, but I'm flipping them off with both fingers. Keep your skanky salesman dick in your sweatpants. You suck. Jackoff's the man. It felt good to get home. I still wasn't feeling well, so I decided to lie down. Why would you lie at all? Liar! Tell the truth, down.
Are you feeling any better? No, not really. I'm sorry to hear that, Blackberry. You want to stop by the clinic in the morning? I'm not feeling that bad, but...
We're going to the motherfucking clinic.
It can't hurt to check it out.
I will come with you in the morning. Tomorrow we will sally forth to the clinic and get your lady parts checked out. We walked to the clinic holding hands. Aw? Oh, it's so cute. Oh, God, that's cute. That hit me in the feel zone. I'm not talking about my ball sack. We walked to the clinic holding hands, not saying anything, just watching the sunrise and feeling together. And then they just slid in like badasses into the clinic. The doctor at the clinic listened to my symptoms and tested my urine. The results said...
Yeah, you're pregnant? Oh, I've been so busy I haven't even been thinking about that lately, but yes, I guess I am.
Oh, jack off, you the man. Fardarella, that's great.
Yeah, we're gonna be parents. We made a baby.
Sorry.
I wish it didn't have to be so hard for you. But it was really hard when I put it in you, yeah. But you know what? Our baby is worth it.
Our little baby?
Yeah, it's not like you own it.
This was going to take some getting used to. Why? Because she's selfish and doesn't want to share the baby? We made it through another month until, wow. I'm going to finish up the video by picking what we're going to do for the next month. Let's check the colony. Oh, man. First trimester of pregnancy. That's new. The relationship's getting better. She can't take it easy at work. She's got a low blood pressure and fast pulse rate. That sucks. She can't take it easy at work. I don't mean to be rude, but whoever's using our front yard as a shortcut to the community center is extremely inconsiderate. They're trampling my oregano. Oh, is that your front yard? I didn't see a fence. Just thought they were weeds. Sorry. I didn't think fences were necessary among trusting, sensible neighbors. Julia, you're a fucking bitch.
Oh, you got like oregano? Can I have some? I love that shit. Of course, dear. Bring me some soap from the storehouse when you come, please. Oh, man, I'm coming. Oh, what? Okay, I'm bringing you soap.
Make sure you log it, Sarah. Put it on the log.
I always do. I'll always be doing logs. Pant logs, poopy logs. Except for that one time with the chocolate. That was like 3 months ago. Can't you let it go already? I hate you. It's my job to make sure everything's accounted for.
Alright, that was weird. That was a whole lot of weird. Okay, so we're going to focus on work because we have no choice. Balls. We're going to work on physical. I don't know how much that matters with the whole first pregnancy trimester. We're going to work on together. At some point we should work on knowledge. Maybe we need baby knowledge. I don't know. So we know what end to put the booby milk in and what end to take the dirty diaper off of. Alright, either way, that's going to be the end of this episode. Pretty cool. Go jack off. He's the man. He's like, he's all nice and sweet, and he's like, he got the moves. And Brennan can suck some dicks, because he ain't going to get no ladies. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time. Hopefully the pregnancy goes well. Hopefully it goes well. Take it easy, everybody.